Every one of us has faced moments that left us broken, moments we thought we wouldn't survive, the betrayal, the failure, the heartbreak, the rejection. It's easy to believe pain is the end of the road. But here's the truth. Pain is never the end. It's the beginning of something new. The strongest people you've ever seen weren't born strong. They were forged in the fire of their challenges. Pain shaped them, sharpened them, and gave them purpose. When life knocks you down, you have two choices. You can stay there and let the pain define you, or you can rise, take the lesson, and let it refine you, because hidden inside your deepest wound is the key to your greatest breakthrough. You are not a victim of your story, you are the author. You have the power to turn your scars into stars, your breakdowns into breakthroughs, your pain into power. So take every ounce of hurt, every sleepless night, every tear you've cried, and use it as fuel to push further, fight harder, and rise higher. Remember, the world doesn't need a perfect you. It needs the real you, the you who has fallen and risen again. Your pain is proof you're still alive. Your power is proof you chose to keep going. So today, don't run from your pain. Own it, learn from it, transform it, because the very thing that tried to break you will become the reason you fly. Pain is not the end, it's the beginning of transformation. We've been taught to fear pain, to run from it, to hide it under forced smiles and quiet nights. But what if I told you that the very thing you think is breaking you is actually building you? Pain is life's greatest teacher, though it often comes disguised in a way we wish we could avoid. It shows up as rejection when you thought you were finally enough. It comes as failure just when you believed success was certain. It appears as loss, heartbreak, betrayal, moments that bring you to your knees and make you question your worth. But in those moments, when you're stripped bare of everything you thought you were, something powerful happens. You begin to see what truly matters. You discover the parts of yourself you didn't even know existed, the resilience, the strength, the quiet courage that only reveals itself in the darkest nights. Pain isn't there to end your story. It's there to wake you up to a new chapter you didn't know you were capable of writing. Think about it. Every story of greatness you've ever heard, every person who has ever inspired you, didn't get there without struggle. Behind every victory is a battle. Behind every light is a time of darkness. Pain is the soil where purpose grows. Without it, you might never step outside your comfort zone. Without it, you might never feel the urgency to change, to grow, to rise beyond what you were yesterday. So don't see pain as a punishment. See it as a signal. It's life's way of saying, this is not where your journey ends. It's a doorway, not a dead end. A test, not a sentence. Yes, it hurts. It can feel unbearable. But the moment you choose to face it, to feel it fully instead of hiding from it, it begins to lose its power over you. Pain softens you. It teaches you empathy. It connects you to the human experience in a way nothing else can. And more than that, it gives you wisdom. The wisdom to know what you truly want, the wisdom to see what is real and what is temporary, the wisdom to recognize your own strength, and slowly, step by step, you realize that pain wasn't there to destroy you. It was there to guide you, to push you closer to your real self, to make you unshakable, to make you a light for someone else still trapped in their darkness. So the next time pain finds you, don't run, pause. Breathe, listen, there's a lesson in it, a seed of strength waiting to grow. It's not the end of your story, it's the spark of your transformation, because what once hurt you can become what heals you. What once felt like the end will reveal itself as the beginning, and what once made you weak will in time become your greatest power. The strongest people are not born strong. They are forged in the fire of their challenges. Strength isn't something you inherit, it's something you earn moment by moment. Choice by choice, especially when life feels impossible. The truth is, no one becomes resilient living in comfort. Growth doesn't happen in the easy seasons. It happens when you're tested, when you're stretched beyond what you thought you could endure, when life pushes you so hard you feel like you're going to break. And yet, you don't break, you bend, you adapt, you learn. That is where real strength is born. Think of the times you felt like you couldn't take another step, but somehow you did. The mornings you woke up heavy with grief, but still chose to face the day. The moments you wanted to give up, but deep inside, something told you to hold on. That's not weakness. That's strength in its rawest form. Strength is not about never falling. It's about how you rise after every fall. It's about how you transform your suffering into resilience, how you turn every wound into wisdom. We look at strong people and often only see the surface, the confidence, the calm, light in their eyes, but beneath that is a history of battles fought silently. They faced the same fears, the same doubts, the same nights of endless tears. The only difference is they didn't let those moments define them. They chose to use the pain as fuel. They chose to make meaning out of their struggles. Every challenge you face is an invitation to grow. When you hit rock bottom, you're also standing on the strongest foundation you'll ever know. The fire that burns around you might feel destructive, but it's also shaping you, refining you, stripping away everything that isn't truly you. The strongest steel is forged in the hottest flames, and so are you. Strength doesn't mean you're always fearless. It doesn't mean you always have it together. Strength is often quiet. It's the small, steady voice inside you that whispers, "I will not give up." It's the courage to keep moving forward even when the path is unclear. It's the decision to turn your pain into purpose, your hardships into lessons, and your scars into proof that you survived. And here's the beautiful truth. Once you find that strength within yourself, it becomes unshakable. No one can take it from you. You begin to trust yourself in ways you never did before. You begin to carry a calm knowing that no matter what comes, you have already faced darkness and found your way through. That strength becomes your power, your gift, and your story of hope for someone else who is still learning to rise. So when life tests you, don't curse the challenge, thank it, because every challenge is shaping you into someone stronger than you were yesterday, and one day you'll look back and realize the moments that tried to break you were the very moments that built you. You can let pain define you, or you can let it refine you. This is the crossroads we all face when life hits hard. Pain will always demand your attention, but what you do with it, that's where your true power lies. You can carry it like a weight that drags you down, a story that keeps you trapped in the past. Or you can choose to see it as a tool, something that sharpens you, shapes you, and strips away what no longer serves you. When you let pain define you, it becomes your identity. You start to see yourself only through the lens of what happened to you, the loss, the heartbreak, the failure. You start to believe the lie that you are only what you've suffered, but when you choose to let pain refine you, everything shifts. You start to see the lessons hidden inside the hardship. You begin to ask, what is this trying to teach me? How can I grow from this? Who am I becoming because of this? Refinement is not easy. It's uncomfortable, like fire molding raw metal into something stronger, something beautiful. It requires facing the truth of your pain instead of numbing it or burying it. It demands honesty, patience, and the willingness to let go of old parts of yourself that can't come with you into the future. The reward is transformation. You become clearer. You become more intentional. You become someone who carries depth, empathy, and strength you never knew you had. Think about the people who inspire you the most. Are they the ones who have had it easy? No. They are the ones who turn their hurt into healing. They're the ones who refuse to let their suffering become a prison. Instead, they used it as a pathway. They refused to be victims of their story. They chose to be authors. They chose to rewrite the ending. Letting pain refine you doesn't mean pretending it didn't hurt. It doesn't mean bypassing the emotions or silencing your grief. It means feeling it fully, honoring it, and then deciding that it will not be wasted. It means asking, how can this make me wiser, kinder, stronger? How can I use this to help someone else? Pain is a mirror that reflects who you are at your core. Reveals your resilience. It teaches you where your true values lie. It clears away the noise and forces you to focus on what really matters. In the refinement process, you shed layers of fear, ego, and doubt, and you step into a version of yourself that is purer, more aligned, more unstoppable. And here's the truth. Life will always bring challenges. You can't control what happens to you, but you can control what you do with it. Will you let it harden you, or will you let it polish you into something extraordinary? Choose refinement. Choose growth. Let your pain be the sculptor that reveals the masterpiece within you, because when you let pain refine you, it no longer owns you. It elevates you. Inside every wound is the key to your greatest breakthrough. It may not feel that way when the wound is fresh. In the beginning, all you can feel is the sting. The rawness, the heaviness, the sense that something has been taken from you. It feels unfair, it feels endless, but hidden inside that very place you never wanted to visit lies a door, one you wouldn't have found without the pain. That wound is not just a mark of suffering, it's an opening, a passageway to a deeper version of yourself you might never have discovered otherwise. Wounds slow us down. They force us to stop running through life on autopilot. They make us sit with ourselves, really sit with ourselves, and ask hard questions. Who am I without what I lost? What do I truly want? What have I been ignoring? What am I meant to become? And it's in those quiet, uncomfortable spaces that clarity is born. It's in those moments when you feel broken that you actually become open to growth, to change, to purpose. Think of the people who have built their lives around making a difference. So often, their journey started with a wound, a childhood full of struggle that taught them compassion, a heartbreak that taught them self-respect, a failure that taught them resilience. The wound felt like an ending, but it turned out to be the very beginning of their calling. Without that pain, they wouldn't have found their voice, their mission, their reason to rise. Your wound may look like a setback, but it's really a setup for a breakthrough that wouldn't be possible without the experience you're going through. It's through the cracks that the light gets in. It's through the broken places that your true strength can emerge. That's why some of your most powerful gifts are born from your deepest hurts. The empathy to truly understand someone else's pain, the courage to take risks you once feared, the wisdom to recognize what truly matters. It's hard to see this when you're still in the middle of the storm, and that's okay. Healing takes time, but when the storm clears, you'll look back and see that what once felt like it was meant to destroy you was actually building you. That wound will no longer be something you hide. It will be a reminder of what you overcame. It will be proof that even in your lowest moments, you are planting seeds for something greater. So don't despise your wounds. Don't numb them or cover them up. Lean in, learn from them, let them speak to you, because inside that very wound is the lesson, the strength, the wisdom that will lead you to your next level. What feels like a scar today will one day be your story of victory. Your wound is not the end of you. It's the birthplace of your breakthrough. And when you finally step through that door, you'll realize the wound was never your weakness. It was the path to your power. Your scars hold the strength to inspire others. Embrace them. For so long, we are taught to hide our scars, to cover the parts of our story that feel messy, imperfect, or shameful. We put on a mask of strength that looks polished from the outside, but inside, we're still carrying the weight of what we've survived. Yet the truth is, your scars are not something to be ashamed of. They are living proof that you faced what tried to break you and you made it through. Scars are reminders, but not of weakness, of resilience. They tell the world, I have been hurt, but I am still here. They are not the end of your story, they are evidence that your story continues. And more than anything, they have the power to connect you to others. Because while perfection might impress people for a moment, it's your humanity that touches their hearts. When you share your scars, you give someone else permission to believe they can heal too. Think about it. How many times have you been inspired by someone's journey not because it was flawless, but because it was real? When someone says, I've been where you are, and I made it out. It sparks a hope you didn't know you needed. That's the power of owning your scars. They become bridges that connect your pain to someone else's healing. When you embrace your scars, you reclaim your story. They are no longer something that defines you negatively. They become symbols of what you've overcome. They are reminders that the worst thing you thought you couldn't survive has already passed, and because you've made it through before, you know you can make it through again. Your scars also carry wisdom. They hold the lessons that only experience can teach. They remind you of your strength, your patience, your courage, and with that wisdom, you can guide someone else who feels lost in the same darkness you once faced. Your scars have the power to light the way for someone else. Don't underestimate the impact of your story. The things you think are too small, too painful, too personal to matter are often the exact things someone else is desperate. Here, sometimes your greatest gift to the world is not your success, but your survival, not the moments you were perfect, but the moments you were broken and still found the strength to rise. So don't hide the parts of you that feel imperfect. Those are the very parts that make you real, that make you relatable, that make you strong. Show your scars with pride. Tell the story they hold, because what once felt like your deepest wound may become someone else's source of hope. You may never know who is watching, who is silently struggling, who needs to see that healing is possible. By embracing your scars, you remind them that pain is not the end. You show them that there is life after the hurt, that there is strength after the struggle. Your scars are proof of your survival, and in sharing them, you become the spark that helps someone else survive too. And that is how your scars become not just a mark of what you endured, but a symbol of the power you've become. Pain can be your fuel, your purpose, and your ultimate power. At first, it doesn't feel that way. When pain hits, it feels heavy, paralyzing, even meaningless. It feels like something that steals your energy rather than gives it. But if you look closer, you'll see that pain carries within it an energy, or powerful, unshaped. It's like fire. If left unattended, it can burn everything around you. But if you choose to harness it, to direct it with intention, it becomes a force that drives you forward instead of holding you back. Think of every time someone told you you can't. Think of every moment you were doubted, overlooked, rejected. In those moments, a spark lit inside you. That spark is the beginning of fuel. Pain can ignite determination you didn't even know you had. It can push you to work harder, think deeper, and rise higher than you ever imagined. It can give you the drive to create a better life, not just for yourself, but for others who are walking the same hard road you once walked. When you decide that your pain won't be wasted, it transforms into purpose. You stop asking, why me? And you start asking, what now? How can I use this? How can I turn this into something that helps, something that matters? Pain gives you empathy for others. It gives you a reason to lift people up, to be a voice for those who can't speak yet, to bring light into places still dark. Suddenly, your suffering isn't just something you endured. It becomes the foundation of the meaning you bring into the world, and over time that purpose evolves into power. Not the kind of power that dominates, but the kind that liberates, the kind that makes you unstoppable because you've already faced the worst and survived. When you've been through deep pain and found your way out, fear loses its grip on you, doubt becomes quieter. You realize nothing outside of you can truly defeat what's already been rebuilt within you. That is the ultimate power, inner power that cannot be shaken. Pain can fuel your art, your mission, your voice. It can become the reason you show up every day with more heart, more grit, more fire. It can make you more compassionate, more resilient, more relentless in your pursuit of what matters. And the beauty of this transformation is that the very thing that once felt like it was meant to destroy you becomes the very thing that drives you to create something greater than yourself. So don't run from your pain, don't silence it, don't let it sit there unused. Channel it, shape it, turn it into motion, turn it into meaning. Let it propel you beyond what you thought was possible, because once you turn your pain into fuel, there's nothing you can't face, nothing you can't build, nothing you can't become. Your pain is not your enemy. It's your hidden power source waiting for you to claim it. And when you choose to use it, you don't just survive, you transform. You inspire, you rise. When you look back on your life, you'll realize that it wasn't the easy days that shaped you. It was the moments you thought you wouldn't survive, the nights that felt endless, the rejections that cut deep, the heartbreaks that left you questioning your worth. But those very moments carried the seeds of transformation. Pain was never here to end you. It was here to awaken you, to strip away what wasn't real and reveal the unshakable strength that was waiting inside you all along. And through every wound, every scar, every dark season, you were quietly being forged into someone wiser, stronger, more compassionate than you were before. The truth is, you always have a choice. You can let pain define you, holding onto it like a label that keeps you trapped in the past. Or you can let it refine you, shaping you into a version of yourself you never imagined you could become. What once felt like a cruel ending can become the spark for a new beginning. What once left you broken can become the exact reason you rise, because inside your wounds are not just reminders of what you lost. They are keys. Keys that unlock deeper understanding, deeper purpose, deeper love for yourself and others. The very thing you wished had never happened may one day be the reason you change your life, and perhaps even the lives of others. And when you begin to heal, you realize something even more beautiful. Your scars are no longer something you hide. They become a story. That speaks louder than any polished image of perfection ever could. Those scars connect you to others. They remind someone still lost in their own pain that healing is possible. They inspire hope. They light the way. By embracing your scars, you reclaim your story. You prove that pain doesn't have the final word. You do, and in sharing your story, you become more than just a survivor. You become a guide, a source of strength, a living example of what it means to turn hurt into healing. And as you keep walking, you start to see pain not as an enemy, but as fuel. You use it to push forward when you want to quit. You channel it into purpose, into action, into change. You no longer waste time asking why it happened. You focus on what you can create because it happened. That's the ultimate power, to take the thing that tried to destroy you and use it as the very reason you build something greater than yourself, to let pain drive you to become the kind of person who not only survives but thrives, and helps others do the same. So if you are in pain now, know this: it is not the end of your story. It's the beginning of your becoming. One day you will look back and see that every wound was a doorway, every scar a map, every hardship a hidden gift. The fire that burned you was also the fire that forged you, and when you rise from it, you will rise not as the same person who fell, but as someone transformed, stronger, softer, wiser, and infinitely more powerful. Pain was never meant to break you, it was always meant to build you, and that is how you turn your pain into power. Thank you for taking this journey with me today. Thank you for opening your heart to these words and for allowing yourself to feel the strength that has always been within you. Remember, your pain does not define you, it refines you. It is not your ending, it is your awakening. Carry this message with you, not just for yourself, but for those around you who may still be lost in their own darkness. Be the reminder that healing is possible, that transformation is real, and that no wound is wasted when you choose to rise. So take your pain, embrace it, and let it become the fuel for your greatest power. Your story is not over, it's only just beginning. Thank you for your time, your energy, and your trust. Until we meet again, stay strong, stay hopeful, and never stop turning your pain into power. Goodbye, and keep rising.